Now, Ben, Justin Ross Harris is back inside the Cobb County Jail 1 day after his guilty verdict. The jury in Glynn County convicted Harris of intentionally leaving his 22-month-old son Cooper to die in the back of a hot car. Harris arrived back at the Cobb County Jail just a few hours ago. CBS 46's Will Frampton has more on how we still may not have seen the last of Harris in court.
Even though the trial had to be moved to South Georgia, the sentencing will be held back here at the Cobb County Superior Courthouse on December 5th. That's when Justin Ross Harris will likely learn for certain that he will spend the rest of his life in prison, but that does not mean that he's giving up his fight in the courtroom.
We find the defendant guilty.
More than 2 years after he left his son Cooper to die in the back of a hot car, Justin Ross Harris will move forward knowing that his best chance to ever again taste freedom went by the board Monday afternoon. Guilty on all 8 counts, the most severe being malice murder.
I think what you had here was overwhelming evidence of Ross Harris being a bad guy.
Legal expert Giudice, who closely followed this case from the outset, says Harris might have stood a chance at garnering sympathy from the jury, but it was the exposure of his risque lifestyle that did him in.
And there was no juror in that jury room who was going to take up the defense of Ross Harris. Not after what he did, not just the death of the child, but his lifestyle, his behavior, his abhorrent, behavior and sexting with young adults and porn and other things.
We believe from the very beginning.
Cobb County District Attorney Vic Reynolds and his prosecution team, led by Chuck Boring, said they never had any hesitation in pursuing a malice murder charge.
From the get-go, the evidence pointed to this being an intentional killing, which makes it far and above different than any other case we've seen like this.
I don't have the benefit of other.
Now, Harris faces sentencing from Judge Mary Staley Clark, a sentencing that likely means he will never live another day as a free man. However, he still may have grounds for an appeal. Giudice is almost certain the defense team would explore that route. However,
in Georgia, the reversal rate is less than 10%, meaning 90+% of convictions are affirmed by our appellate courts.
I did reach out to Harris's defense team to learn more about how they plan to proceed with this appeal. They've not gotten back to me yet. In Cobb County, I'm Will Frampton, CBS 46 News.
And CBS 46 also reached out to the attorneys for Harris's ex-wife, Leanna Taylor. She testified, remember, for the defense during the trial. She declined to talk to us, but she did post this comment on Facebook. She says, in part, for those of you who want to know if I am okay, the answer is no. I have not been okay since the moment I was told my son was dead. She then went on to seemingly criticize the verdict, saying the problem is not the parent. The problem is a society that refuses to believe this can happen to them. Wake up, accept it, and by accepting it, you will be protecting your child. CBS 46 goes in depth with a closer look at what's next for Justin Ross Harris. His sentencing is December 5th. He could face life without parole, but prosecutors say they will speak with the family to determine what kind of sentence to ask for. Harris has been in jail for more than 2 years now. He's been behind bars since being arrested after his son's death, June 18th. 2014. Harris's attorneys are exploring, as we said, the option of filing an appeal. That is a process that could take a year to make it through the courts. Ben?